You are watching The Value Street. Let's get started with today's episode. Platinum Arowana. What comes to mind? A rare metal? A luxury car? Or maybe an exotic ornament? Surprisingly, it's none of these. The Platinum Arowana is the most expensive aquarium fish in the world, also known as dragonfish, a fish worth $400,000. Let that sink in for a moment. Known for its shimmering silver scales and graceful movements, this fish has become a symbol of wealth and exclusivity. But how is a fish living in a tank relevant to something as vast and complex as fiat currency or the global economy? The answer lies in understanding how our economic systems evolved and the creative ways humanity has adapted to challenges over time. Let's dive in, shall we? For centuries, the world operated as a producer-driven economy. Back then, even the wealthiest individuals faced limitations. Why? Because the production process was slow, resource-intensive, and heavily reliant on skilled labor. Knowledge and skills were often passed down within families or small communities, making them inaccessible to the majority of people. This meant that consumer demand often far exceeded production capabilities. People simply couldn't get their hands on goods fast enough, no matter how much they were willing to pay. The economy moved at the pace of production, not the desires of consumers. But then came the Industrial Revolution, a turning point in human history. With the advent of machines, production skyrocketed. Factories began churning out goods at an unprecedented rate. Suddenly, corporations could produce more with fewer workers. Machines worked tirelessly 24/7, and unlike humans, they didn't ask for breaks or wages. On the surface, this seemed like a golden age of progress. More products were available, companies became richer, and industrialization spread like wildfire. But beneath this prosperity was a growing problem. The rise of machines meant fewer jobs for people. Many workers, especially those with limited skills, found themselves unemployed. Entire families struggled to make ends meet, and governments couldn't keep up with the increasing demand for social support. As you might be aware at that time, the global economy was tied to the gold standard. This meant that every piece of currency in circulation was backed by a fixed amount of gold. While this system offered stability, it also created a bottleneck. Governments couldn't simply print more money to stimulate the economy unless they acquired more gold. And acquiring gold wasn't easy. As unemployment rose and unrest brewed among the masses, it became clear that something had to change. Enter fiat currency. Fiat currency, unlike gold-backed money, is not tied to any physical commodity. Its value is derived from trust. Trust in governments and their ability to manage economies. By switching to fiat currency, governments gained the freedom to print as much money as needed to boost economic activity. This marked a revolutionary shift in the way economies operated. But this solution wasn't perfect. While fiat currency allowed economies to grow, it didn't solve the issue of mass unemployment caused by industrialization. Machines were still replacing human workers, and many people lacked the skills to adapt to this new industrialized world. Governments faced a dilemma. How do you keep people employed and the economy stable without causing inflation or oversaturating the market with money? Their answer was public infrastructure and recreational spaces. By investing in projects like parks, aquariums, hiking trails, and museums, governments created new jobs. These initiatives not only provided employment, but also boosted local economies and gave people affordable entertainment options. Take aquariums, for example. Building an aquarium requires construction workers, architects, and engineers. Once operational, it creates jobs for maintenance staff, guides, and biologists. Over time, these facilities generate revenue through visitor fees, merchandise sales, and events. This brings us back to the Platinum Arowana. Known as a living jewel, this fish is a symbol of rarity and luxury. Its value has been driven up by collectors wealthy enthusiasts, and a global fascination with exotic pets. In many ways, the Platinum Arowana reflects the same dynamics that drove the rise of fiat currency. Just as fiat currency enabled governments to expand their economies, the demand for rare items like the gold, silver, oil and gas, commodities has created niche markets that keep money flowing. Over time, people began seeking new ways to store and grow their wealth. Rare items such as artwork, antiques, and exotic pets became alternative investments. Why? Because owning something rare not only provides status, but also serves as a hedge against inflation. And with tax incentives for reinvesting profits, these items became even more desirable. Think about it. A single fish in an aquarium, valued at $400,000, might seem excessive, but it's part of a larger system where wealth, rarity, and economics intersect. Today, fiat currency continues to shape our world. While it has its risks, such as inflation and fluctuating trust, it provides the flexibility needed to adapt to economic challenges. Public infrastructure, recreational facilities, and niche markets all play a role in keeping the economy moving forward. So, next time you see an aquarium or hear about a Platinum Arowana, think about the intricate web of history and innovation it represents. From the Industrial Revolution to the rise of fiat currency, humanity has found ways to adapt, evolve, and thrive. Even something as simple as a fish in a tank can teach us about resilience, creativity, and the interconnectedness of our modern world. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more such videos